I'm using a dexterity strength build, but also high faith, as you can see here. And basically I was searching for a bow that can be, well, good for me. But I was focusing more on the strength dexterity one. And I came across the ANSBACH'S Longbow, and I just love it. The good thing again, when it comes to the attributes required, you can use it in a pure dexterity build, or you can use it also in dex strength build as well. Now the skill is fan shot. You cannot use any other ashes with it. This is the only skill that you're going to have on this bow. You can use R1 or R2, light or the heavy attack. And fan shot basically going to release 8 arrows at once, and going to use, depends if you're using R1 or R2, the respective arrows in the slot. But it's important to know that it will consume the 8 arrows, not one. Now there are many talismans you can actually use. If you're doing it as a main thing, or just at a certain point you want to do lots of damage with it, you can go for example with arrow soaring sting talisman that increases the effective range of bows and raises attack power of arrows and bolts. You can use the blue dancer charm, raises attack power with lower equipment load, but again for that you need to be lower weight, or I mean the lower is better for you. Arrow sting talisman raises attack power of arrows and bolts. Greatly in Shadow of Alexander to greatly boost the attack power of skills. You can also use, for example, a sharpshot talisman, boost attack power of precision aim shots. You can also use the arrows reach talisman, but again this is less than the other one, but if that's what you have you can use it as well. You can use Dagger talisman to enhance critical hits. Basically there are various ones that you can actually use in order to really benefit from this weapon, if you're going with it as a main or as a secondary one. Now of course the cool thing about using arrows in general, and this one as well, that you're going to have a very long range, so some target that you don't want to mess around with, you can easily take them out from far. Keep in mind that if you are using the R2 that actually consume FP, as you can see, if you don't have FP, it will shoot just a single arrow, but if you use, again, R1, it will release the 8 shots as well. And in Elden Ring, also in the DLC, there are lots of situations where you spot enemies, you probably don't want to deal with them for one reason or another, and you want to take them from far. And of course, this is a great way to use it. However, it really excels when you're actually fighting against several enemies, where you want to have a nice spread, or just you want to basically to deal lots of damage to enemies who come to you up close, and you to make sure that you put those shots in. Now the thing is, again, with using the skill, it's very not economical, and this is why many players will decide to use it as a good secondary for certain situation rather than something as a main one. Now you can further boost its damage, for example, using the Commander Standard that has the Railing Standard skill, or if using the Ash of War, as it basically increases your damage by plus 20%. Keep in mind, based on what I've read, this weapon doesn't actually charge, so even if you hold to shoot, it won't actually, you won't benefit from any talisman or any other thing that increases the damage for charging attacks. And there will be quite a few situations where you need to deal with several enemies, small or big, where this one can be very useful to just take several enemies with just one shot. Again, consider the fact that this weapon is slow, unlike crossbow, for example. You actually get the benefit when you're able to hit several enemies, eliminate several enemies with just one hit. Now, to be honest with you, the reason I really enjoy playing with it because I want to play more with the bow. I play so much, of course, with just standard weapons, so I try to move myself towards a pure bow build. Although, again, with this one, I'm not sure, but I know it's powerful. It's great for mixing things up in a hybrid build, but we'll see how it goes. If you know, by the way, get great option for a primary build for this weapon, let me know in the comment section below. Now again, for regular enemies and in between, it was fine, but when it comes to boss fights, it wasn't, because again, it's slow, and lots of, I'm not saying it's not possible, I'm just saying, for me, the way I play, my play style, I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't feel it's powerful enough. And actually, when I played with the bow, I actually realized how important it is to choose the right arrows, again, based on vulnerability of bosses. So, It's actually, when you play it the first time, you might not pay attention to it. Again, only after you finish the game, maybe you want to optimize further and make fun of bosses. You're going to read which elements are very strong against bosses, or you already found it while actually playing. Of course, knowing that it's not just good for boss. I'm just saying with the boss, I felt it is even more crucial. This means that I need to know the resistance of the boss and vulnerability, which damage is more vulnerable to, so I can actually choose the right arrows for the job. Let alone because I need lots of resources to create these arrows, and I didn't want to waste them or basically use more than necessary in order to be able to finish the boss, or I mean in the base case scenario where my build is good. Because otherwise, if it's really bad against a certain boss, I'm going to spend so many arrows that are not actually good against the boss, and I need to farm again, get resources and all this stuff. So well, I think with the proper build, it's an amazing bow, really. You just need to optimize it and of course know which arrows to use to really make the best of it. But I felt that as a complementary bow for a build, for my build, it's absolutely fantastic because I already checked it. So yeah, basically I'm asking you how, if you incorporated it as a main thing in your build, and if you do it as a side thing in your build, let me know which talisman you use, what other things that you use in order to make the best of it. Let me know in the comment section below, and if you have more insights, because I'm just starting with it, let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.